Hey, I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, I'm Mose, and I'm very happy to have you here because today we are ranking all 100 Generation 2 Pokemon. If you haven't watched my last video, check it out somewhere up there. I ranked all 151 original Pokemon, and we are moving on into Generation 2, which is absolutely one of my favorite generations. It truly rivals the original 151. There are a lot of amazing Pokemon, and I spent a lot of time as a kid in all of my formative years with Generation 2. If you're new to the tier list format, don't worry, I'll get you caught up real quick. What we're going to do is go through each Pokemon, all 100, and rank them in a scale from S to D. S being top super tier. They are one of my favorite Pokemon. I would put them above all the rest. I would change nothing. A would be, these are really, really great Pokemon. They might not be my favorite, but I don't really have any changes I need to make about them. They don't hit me with that oomph that I want. B is like, these are really solid Pokemon. They might have one or two things where it just like throws me off a little bit. C is like, I see what you were trying to do, but it didn't really work. And then D is, I just kind of don't like this Pokemon. Last video, I said it's going to be really hard to give anybody a D. Pokemon are all great. And then I gave a bunch of Ds. So we'll see, I guess, what mood I'm in today. Let's not waste any time and jump straight into the tier list. Okay, so the way that we have this set up is in that same exact tier that I explained, S, A, B, C, and D. And then I ran a little script that I wrote to scrape the Pokemon website and try to find the most modern image of all of the Generation 2 Pokemon, along with their type, because I do feel like in the future that's going to be helpful when I don't know all the Pokemon. Generation 2, I'm going to know everyone, but it'll help us just kind of understand what their typing is, and maybe they have an additional typing that was added in a later generation. Yada, 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 yada. You're here for the meat and potatoes. We're going to rank some Pokemon. So let's get started with our very first starter Pokemon of Chikorita, who is so cute. So, so cute. I want you to hear me when I say that I love Chikorita. Chikorita is an A. They're not like, they weren't my starter. In Gen 1, if you watched the last video, spoiler, Bulbasaur was my original Pokemon. So I definitely have like a soft spot for grass. I think if I were in the world of Pokemon, if I lived in Kanto or Johto, I would probably be a bug trainer because I do love bugs. But grass just doesn't always grab me the way that I want it to. I would say the same thing for Bayleaf. I do think like they kept it up on these starters. They really kept the momentum and like cool structure for them really, really well. And I think Meganium is an S with the flower and everything coming in. Meganium, so cute. I love Meganium, one of my favorites, but that just doesn't fall to the others. And then we have Cyndaquil, Quilava, and I have to say this right, Typhlosion. Typhlosion. Did I say it? It's Typhlosion. This is your next starter. These are the fire starters, which are typically not my favorite, and that's going to kind of fall the same. I think Cyndaquil is an A, Quilava is probably a B, and I'm so sorry, but Typhlosion is a C. I don't think that it's as cool. And it's just fire. Like it's giving like it wants to be like dragon or something, but it's not. And I don't love the design. I'm sorry. Totodile though, A. I love Totodile. Totodile was my starter for Gen 2. Absolutely love. Here's the issue. Crocodile for alligator aren't it. They aren't it. I didn't even want to evolve Totodile because I think that they're both just like B tier. Sentret is really cute. I'm gonna say like a B, but Furret is an A. I think Furret's so cute. Hoot Hoot is okay. Noctowl though I think is really cool. I would say Noctowl's like an A. We're getting into bugs. We're getting into bugs, guys. Okay. Definitely an A. Definitely an A. Spinarak. Okay, let me tell you, he's no Joltik, which spoilers for the future, but Spinarak is like teetering this AS, right? I'm like, the A is the S. I think I'm gonna say A for now. I hold the right to change that later. Okay. Definitely an A here. Crobat is cool because like he's like dark and evil and I like that. So I'm gonna say A, but it's definitely not a favorite. Chinchou is like a C. I don't like the design of that Pokemon. And same thing for Lantern. Pichu, oh the baby, A. Cleffa, the little baby Cleffa. I'm teetering. I know you saw me teeter. A. Igglybuff is an A. Okay, guys, can we take a minute? Can we take a minute? Give me a quick drum roll. Give me a quick little like sparkle sound because Togepi is my favorite Pokemon. I love Togepi. Vulpix and Togepi are absolutely my two forever faves. I love them. Of course, I am heavily, heavily, heavily influenced by the anime with Misty and Togepi and the Pokemon movie. I love Togepi. I don't know what to tell you. And I think Togetic is like an A. Definitely not like continuing my favorite. I would never evolve my Togepi if I had a Togepi. Natu is like a B. Xatu is like a B. Mareep though, A. I love Mareep. Flaffy is a B. I do wish that I don't like the dual hair thing. I don't think that worked out as well, but Ampharos is an A. Blossom. Can you tell that I like plants and things? I don't know anything about plants in the real world, but I just think they're so pretty. Meryl is an A. I feel like everything's just gonna be an A, guys. Ugh, I'm gonna hurt myself. Sudowoodo. I think it's a really cool Pokemon, but there is like just something that's off. Do you know what I mean? B. Politoed, A. We'll say a B. Skiploom will say a B. Jumpluff, no thank you. Something about Ambipom's tail really bothers me. I don't know that it bothers me enough to be D tier, but it's a C. Sunkern is like a B. Sunflora though is an A. Yanma is like a B. Wooper, I love Wooper, A. Quagsire is a no. Espeon is obviously an A. Not my favorite evolution. I'm not even a huge evolution. Like I like the evolutions, obviously, but they're not amongst my favorite. So we're gonna say Espeon and Umbreon are A. You can flame me in the comments. I know you're going to. I know. Every time I even suggest that Umbreon isn't my favorite Pokemon, the world burns. But a little crow with a hat. Yes. Slowking's like a B. Mischievous, A. Unknown. I'm not a huge fan of the unknowns. I don't really care for them. Wobbuffet. I love Wobbuffet. We're gonna hold for train. I live next to a train. Okay. Now on to Girafarig, which I love the design of Girafarig. Gonna give him an A. And I just, have such fond memories of having to go to the safari zone and try to find a Girafarig. So cool. I think Pineco is okay, I guess. Fortress is okay. Dunsparce. Dunsparce is like so goofy that you like him, but he's still goofy. You know what I mean? Like a B. Gligar's like a B. Steelix is cool. Steelix is an A. I love Snubble and Gramble. They are so hard to find cards for. Since I'm, of course, a card collector, I tried to collect every Snubble and Gramble card, and I want to open like a P.O. box to just let people send them to me because people don't love and respect them the way that they should be. Quillfish, we're going to say a C. Scizor, A. Love Scizor. Love Shuckle. Love Heracross. We're starting to talk bugs, and I don't like it. A. Teddy Ursa. I'm gonna say Teddy is an A, while Ursaring is a B. Slugma and Macargo can be A's. Swinub. Pillow Swine is at least a little cooler, but still not cool. Corsola, And then we start getting into them fish. Remoraid's a D. I'm sorry, it's literally just a fish. He's literally just a fish. He's not a Pokemon, that's a fish. I don't know. Tillery is at least kind of cool as a B. Dillybird's like a B. I don't love the whole Santa sack thing. Mantine is cool though. Mantine's a B. Skarmory is an A. Houndour, A. Houndoom, A. Kingdra's cool. Kingdra's like a B. Fanfi's like a B. Donphan's like a C. I don't love the like, it kind of looks like a tire. Does anybody else see that? The point? If it is, I didn't get it. Polygon, I'm not like the hugest fan of, like a B. Stantler? Stantler is just a reindeer. Why did we have a Santa and a reindeer? We didn't need that. Smeargle, there's something about those eyes that bother me. You know, if you watched the last episode, I don't like any of the Tyrogues line. I don't like the humanoidy. I don't like them. They're too humanoidy. Smoochum, like, doesn't it just like kind of creep you out? I know we're like on the baby Pokemon game, but thank you. Electrokid's cool though, because it's still Pokemon. Magaby's cool. I got love for Miltank, but Miltank's like a B, right? Blissey, absolute A. And then Raikou, Entei, I never say his name right. Larvitar, A. Pupitar, A. Tyranitar, A. and then of course, Ho-Oh and Lugia are A's, while Celebi is an automatic S. We went through those so fast. This video was so easy to make. So take a look at how I ranked all 100 Generation 2 Pokemon and leave a comment on which one upset you the absolute most. I have a link in the description to this tier list because I made it a public tier list. You can do it yourself and post yours in the comments or make a little video yourself. I would love to see everyone else's rankings because it's really interesting to me to see how the community feels differently about Pokemon. We love in the community to say that every Pokemon, somebody has a favorite Pokemon. Like every Pokemon is someone's favorite. And that's so cool. Like I might not like Smoochum, but someone has so much Smoochum merch, right? Someone has just like the absolute love for Remoraid. And that doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense to them, and that's all that matters. I really appreciate you hanging out and watching me rank all 100 Gen 2 Pokemon. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps the channel a ton. I can't wait to be back here ranking Gen 3